This film may contain one or more of the following: intensely suggestive dialogue, strong coarse language, mature audience only. This program is specifically designed to be viewed by people who are open-minded and want to see change. Therefore, this may be unsuitable for people who are not mature.
You're gonna have to take off your hood and sign in, please.
I don't have a hood, so no, I'm not signing in.
I don't care what it is, you still have to sign in. Take off your hood.
I don't have a hood. You took off your shoes. I have to take off my hood. You took off your shoes.
Security, head of security, can you please come down to the front desk, please?
Hey, what's going on?
This young lady right here won't sign in, but she's gonna take off her hood.
She's not wearing a hood. She's wearing an hijab. She has that on for religious purpose. So I'm a little bit confused on why you're asking her to take that off.
I thought it was a hood. I didn't understand that, but I didn't know it was for religious purpose. I thought it was a hood. So from this day forward, I won't ask you what it is.
So tell us the demographic in your school.
What does demographic mean again?
You know what demographic means?
I don't know.
Don't laugh. What's the demographic in your school?
Black, African American. There's some Dominicans.
It's pretty diverse. There's like a lot of, there's mostly Hispanic people in my school, but there's like a good number of white people there, and there's like some black people there in my school too.
So what's the demographic in your school?
There's a lot of people there.
What kind of people?
All race, all kind of race.
What kind of race? Come on, use your
African American, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans.
Any white people in your school?
Yeah, no, nah.
So you say the majority of school is what?
Not white.
So it's mostly like Hispanic kids and African American kids, and there's like Mexicans. So it's like the Mexicans hang out with each other. Some of the Latinos, like the ones that we classify as Hicks, like they stay in their own area. And then we have African Americans who just socialize with the majority.
Okay, so I go to an all-girls school, and so there are girls of many different cultures. They're pretty open with their cultures, and they don't tend to like separate themselves based on culture, which you do see sometimes in the public. But yeah, and they seem to be pretty comfortable, and people are accepting of the different cultures in my school.
Well, I go to Brooklyn Technical High School. It's in Brooklyn. It's like a very, not as diverse with like minority groups. It's mainly like white people and Asian people. There's a couple of black people. There's like 5 Latino people in the whole school. That's pretty much it. It's not very diverse in the minority groups, but it's still nice to learn about other like European cultures, because just like how I said, like there's not like in America, there's like everybody's just like categorized into like black people or just like one group, even though there's like several types of like different types of black people, like from different cultures. It's like that with like Asian people or like with white people.
Do you know what stereotypes are?
Yes.
So what's some of the stereotypes you see in school?
That white people are rich.
Whites are like school shooters.
Caucasians have money. Caucasians live a wonderful life. Caucasians have big houses. They have great jobs.
All black people are like not as evolved as white people and stuff like that.
Some Spanish people, I ain't gonna lie,
they kind of annoying.
In Spanish, people always talking mad loud.
They say Dominicans talk like they have a timer.
The Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, they play soccer.
Hispanics, like, all they do is just smoke hookah and stuff. And, like, they have sex with their cousins.
Dominicans, we always talk fast. What else? We smoke hookah. I mean, that's somewhat true, somewhat true. Weekends. We're not talking about that.
So how do you feel when you hear these stereotypes about Dominican and Hispanic people?
Well, I feel like we as Hispanic, again, I don't speak for everyone. I feel like we have sort of, we should not feel like those are hate, but feel like we're somewhat a part of it. Somewhat makes us who we are. Yes, we probably are addicted to avocados, or yes, we probably have a cousin that we sometimes have romantic interest. I don't know. So that's some of the stereotypes I heard, but not really true. But yeah, I feel like we should just try to take part of it, not take part of it, but try to incorporate. Yeah, try and do it and try to make it who we are.
I am Dominican, but like, I don't speak fast. But I do speak loud sometimes, but like, it's not like, whoever said that, I don't know what they be thinking about.
Many people say that. They say Dominicans are louder, Dominicans are always screaming, shouting, and yeah.
So what are the stereotypes that you see amongst other race that you believe or don't believe?
Like not Dominican or Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
And
be honest.
African Americans.
In what way?
Fried chicken and watermelon.
Like people love chicken and watermelon.
Obviously, the most famous, very well known, black people eat fried chicken. I mean, I feel like that's very just loose cannon one.
And that's just like, because black people eat like more than fried chicken. Like they eat pizza, Chinese food, burgers, doesn't matter. Not just fried chicken.
It's well, I'm a vegetarian. I don't like fried chicken. I like Kool-Aid. It's like it's not really just like not stereotypes about black people, but it's just like people in general. I don't know why they like generalize it, not like specify it to like a specific group. It's like, who don't like watermelon? Watermelon is delicious. Like Kool-Aid and stuff. And it's just like, oh, that's only black people. So like white people are not allowed to like watermelon. They're not allowed to eat fried chicken. It's like, I don't want to see no white people in KFC then. Right?
All Africans are black. I mean, we are black, but they mean like charcoal black, and we're not.
Black people are always trying to get in fights.
What black people?
I'm talking about people from Harlem. No, these are
African Americans, they sell drugs. The only way they could get out of the hood is by playing basketball or football.
Most black boys who don't go to school usually sell drugs, or they're gang affiliated.
The African Americans are lazy.
So what's the stereotype you hear about black African Americans being lazy?
I never heard that.
You never heard that? But when someone say that African Americans are lazy, how do you feel?
I would feel kind of offended by that. Not like offended to the point where like I'm up just like say something out of character, but to the point where it's like, you can't classify African American as lazy when they went to slavery and they did most of the work to build the ground, not the ground we walk on, but like the buildings and stuff we live in, all that. It's like black people built the foundation, and for us to call us lazy when we do most of the work is kind of disrespectful.
Well, I'm lazy. I'm gonna say that right now.
It's somewhat true, but.
What do you mean true? Tell us why you think it's true.
You don't want to do nothing.
You don't do nothing.
No.
Yeah, explain why you do nothing. Or why you believe that is true.
Like me, honestly, I don't be wanting to go to school. I don't want to clean nothing. I don't want to walk my dog. So, but I mean, everybody's not like me. So, but most people are. When it comes to like boys my age or men of color generally, they tend to be lazy and they don't want to go and get jobs. So that's why the people say, oh, they stay on the corner, and that's how they always end up in jail, because they don't do anything with their lives. They just like to stay home and be homebodies, or just, stay on the corner all day. And actually, I don't believe that. I don't believe that that is true. Not because I'm a person of color and I see people who are men and people of color who aren't lazy, but because I just feel like all stereotypes, I have to say, are pretty wrong, but like, I don't think that you should base everybody off of one thing that you've seen before.
Not really bad, but like it's just, at this point, you're just gonna have to get used to the stereotypes and like just prove people wrong. So, yeah.
Fatima, why are you late? Hey? Go sit next to Tia.
I want to sit next to me.
I don't want to sit next to you either.
Then stay over there. I don't know what you got.
Okay, you go outside.
Go outside?
Yes, outside, exit.
This is the exit, that's the window.
Okay, now jump.
Fatima, hey, sit anywhere, sit here.
Thank God I don't want her to sit next to me. There. Like being black and being a woman, right? Like being black, it has like its own set of discrimination, right? So it's like, as like many black people go through, there's already like a lot of stereotypes about like how you will act, or like the type of things you will like say, and like you're very loud, or like all black people got weave in their hair or something. Because like I got my hair today, well not today, but it was like, oh, is that your real hair? Even though my hair was like up to my neck like 2 days ago, which is crazy. How my hair grew 20 inches in like less than 24 hours. But yeah, it's just like a lot of there's a lot of discrimination, but you really have to learn how to deal with it.
When you're a woman, obviously there's already like a stereotype and, you know, like sexism and all of that stuff. So people expect certain things from you, and they don't expect you to do as well as like if you were like a guy or something. So they expect different things from you, and because of the school that we go to, like they really expect us to excel academically and stuff. So we always get like a kind of a hard time, I guess, going other places.
Females should be able to have the same opportunities as men. Doesn't matter about the build or what they look like or what they do. If somebody feels like they could do something, then what they are shouldn't really affect what they want to do or the opportunities they get to do it.
Obviously, everyone knows women are underpaid, regardless of how high up they are on the social ladder or like what position job they have. They always get paid less than a man. They usually do more work than a man, and they're not getting paid the same amount or higher than what like they deserve.
As a teenager, what ways are you being discriminated as being a woman?
Like some people expect young girls of color to be loud and to be ratchet, but like when they see somebody like me or my friends, my group of friends, they don't really like, we tend to, I don't want to say we're like, we tend to be known as stuck up because we don't fit into like the perpetuated stereotype of a young black woman, especially in Harlem, because they tend to like be rowdy and loud, but when we go outside, we carry ourselves differently than another girl would. I feel like especially during the college process, I wouldn't necessarily say like so much like blatant like discrimination, but like people do look at you differently. Especially if you're especially being a black woman, they don't expect you to excel as well academically. And since you come from like New York or whatever, they don't expect as much from you. So I feel like it's kind of like downplaying who you are as a person more than like, oh, just like.
Do you know what discrimination means?
Nah.
You don't?
Well, discrimination is when a race or a group of people are, you could say dehumanized, or like they don't get their rights evoked properly towards themselves.
Discrimination is basically when other races mistreat a certain race. Yeah, just basically when races just mistreat each other. So.
Discrimination is just that basically just judging other people and treating them a certain way based on like preconceived notions of like how they are and how they should behave and how they do behave even if you don't know them.
There's the Arabic kid in my school, and they judge him based off like how he acts. So he acts pretty wild. So then like they tell him that they're gonna bomb the school or whatever, and then I just feel I'm so serious, like it's not funny. So I just feel like bad for him because like it doesn't happen every day, but it happens like most of the time that he's there. So like, and he barely comes to school, so it's pretty messed up.
Mature people learn to like do away with like all those discriminations because you're not gonna get up in life like thinking in like those barbaric terms like. I didn't know African people could afford shoes. Where'd you buy those? The Salvation Army? Why are you walking so slow? I thought African people were supposed to be fast. Walk faster. Don't you gotta pee? Why are you leaving the room?
First of all, you got nappy hair like me though.
That's a class.
You get to class.
What's this? Hey?
I have somewhere to go. Okay,
Wait, tell me. You, hey, what's this? Scatter. You, go there. Hey, you, go there. Hey, stop this. Hey. Hey, in my school. I don't believe this nonsense.
2 different schools in one school. Like, they even had 2 different valedictorians from each graduation.
How did it make you feel?
I mean, I didn't really care because I wasn't the valedictorian. I just wanted to get out of here, but it was like, I felt the same way I got used to it. Like 3 years, like you getting used to being separated from the others.
It's not common for you to see like Mexicans hanging around with African Americans and Hispanics mainly hanging around with African Americans. It's basically like separated.
That I look like a terrorist, and sometimes they say that I look like those guys that make sandwiches at the deli. Yeah.
Alright, how did it make you feel?
Like it's whatever.
You can't say just whatever though.
What am I gonna do about it?
I mean, you gotta educate people.
African Americans say, well, look at that Spanish girl, look at that Goya bean. They say, oh, you're like a sazon packet. They say all that stuff. Yeah.
It's not racism, like we just crack jokes about each other, like your ethnicity or anything.
Some people will actually look at you like a little weird in the train, but like I don't really let that bother me or anything, like it's just whatever. Or some people will actually say, you're not high under this. I'm like, what you mean I'm not high? Like, you're not high under your clothes? Like it's the same thing as me wearing a pants or a shirt, like I'm used to it, like come on.
If my friends catch me dating someone outside my race, I'm getting beat up just for dating. But outside my race, not even African, I'm getting beat up extra.
Why?
They're not from where we're from, so automatically they're bad.
Why do your parents think they're bad?
Like, let's say I'm African, right? My mom loves my African friends. Let's say I have a Spanish friend. My mom is gonna like her, but not as much as the African ones.
Basically, like this is kind of recent. Me and my friend, we went to the store and like we bought something and we were waiting for my other friend to finish getting his sandwich, and we were hanging around like not that long, and the store owner said, can you guys get out, the store's getting full, and it was just us in the store and like one other person, and I think he thought that we might have we were trying to steal something or something. I'm not sure.
How it make you feel?
Like I didn't really care at that point because like it constantly happens and like I don't really blame him. Some people are just ignorant.
Mainly because I feel like now the political climate is like a lot different than it was obviously when Obama was president. So like now Donald Trump being president, I feel like people are more blatantly racist than they were before. So it's not necessarily different, it's just more out in the open than previously. And also, I feel like it's both more difficult and a little bit better within the Black community, mainly because a lot more people are becoming socially aware and just becoming more knowledgeable about the situation, so that there's a benefit to that also.
You do know, you don't.
Maybe I knew, but I didn't realize I was being treated differently just because of my race.
I like that answer. Say it again.
Maybe I knew, maybe I knew, but because I just didn't know because I wasn't paying attention.